that? Let's take a second look, but inside the cockpit. So typically on my first takeoff for the day, I like to do a full static RPM and then check the temperatures and pressures before I go up. I'm still getting to know the plane, so yeah, I guess you can call that trust issues. But today, as I put in the throttle, the RPM did not climb, and the engine started to sputter. And you can see as I pulled back on the throttle, turned on the carb heat, and reapplied throttle, it ramped up okay without the sputtering. More than likely just carb ice. But that's enough to make me go, no, reject that takeoff and take a second look and maybe do another run-up. And I did the run-up again, and everything seemed fine and okay, so I guess I told myself, let's give it another shot, but keep an eye on it and be extra careful, be a little more sensitive to rejecting takeoffs. And here I go, I'm lining up on the runway, I do get the full static. This time I turn on a little bit of carb heat to make sure I melt off any ice, and then go for it. Then immediately it felt a little sluggish to me. I felt like I wasn't getting up to speed on time, and I decided to reject the takeoff.
Edenvale traffic, Golf Uniform Victor Hotel, rejecting takeoff.
A fellow aviator was checking on me, asking if everything's okay.
Are you not getting the full RPM? It just felt like it accelerated a bit slow. It made me a little uncomfortable. What's it showing on your RPM? It looked like it was the correct amount, but just a minute ago I also had some hesitation when ramping it up, so I did another run-up.
Yes, the RPM was performing as expected, and I was getting full static, but just something in my gut, it just felt off. So again, let's do a third run-up and check everything, and I'm going to do a longer run-up. I'm going to be playing with the carb heat more. I'm going to give the engine time to warm up and really check everything over to make sure everything's fine.
I hate this because it's working. But I don't like that.
Now, after I did this run-up and everything was okay, that didn't alleviate my concerns. It made me quite concerned. I don't like when things seem to fix themselves. That makes me even a little more nervous. And I was checking the humidity and the temperature again, and what was on my mind was that the weather conditions were the perfect conditions for carb ice. So I was still a little afraid of accumulating ice, even though the carburetor was clear of ice, but on the takeoff I just didn't want to end up pulling up and being okay for the first 100 feet and then accumulating ice for the next 100 and having to pull carb heat on a plane that climbs at like 1 foot per minute. So I was already kind of feeling a little uneasy and maybe getting tunnel vision on this issue, so maybe I was being paranoid, maybe not, but also in the back of my mind I just did not want to be another AOPA case study video.
So, do I shut her down? Is it just too much of a carb ice kind of?
Automated weather observation 1708 Zulu. Wind 240 at 11 knots. Temperature -1 Celsius. Dew point -3 Celsius. Altimeter 3019 inches of mercury.
And here we go, second attempt on the runway. Let's see how she performs.
Airspeed alive.
Now I did get up to speed before my go no go point, but I just didn't feel right, so I decided to reject the takeoff. But in the back of my mind, I wasn't sure if I was being too paranoid or not. However, I decided that it was better to be wrong on the ground than right in the air with my paranoia. So I decided not to fly that for the rest of the day, and I was going to compare this recording with previous recordings of my last flight, which had similar weather conditions. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch the successful takeoffs from my last flight for both runways 26 and 31. And then we'll compare that video to what we just watched, and let's see if we could figure out which one was underperforming or performing well. And I'd like to see what you think about the performance of the rejected takeoffs versus the successful takeoffs. And then we'll watch them side by side to see what the real performance was.
Edenvale traffic, Papa Delta Whiskey is established west downwind runway 31, and I'm south of the extended center line at 26. Edenvale traffic, Golf Uniform Victor Hotel on all 26.
There's 3 live. 60, rotate.
So what'd you think of that? Did that feel slower to you or sluggish? Let's check again with runway 31.
Edenvale traffic, Golf Uniform Victor Hotel on the whole 31.
So we like the
Rotate.
If I had to guess, you're probably thinking the rejected takeoffs felt slower and more sluggish than the successful ones. But let's look at things side by side. So first we're going to look at both panels stacked, and then after I'm going to show you both airspeed indicators side by side zoomed in.
Edenvale traffic, Papa Delta Whiskey is established west downwind runway 31, and I'm south of the extended center line at 26. Edenvale traffic, Golf Uniform Victor Hotel on all 26.
There's 3 live. 60, rotate.
Edenvale traffic, Golf Uniform Victor Hotel on the whole 31.
so we like
Rotate.
Okay, so that was a bit hard to see. It's hard to see which one was underperforming or if at all. So let's take a really close look and put the airspeed indicators side by side.
Edenvale traffic, Papa Delta Whiskey is established west downwind runway 31, and I'm south of the extended center line at 26. Edenvale traffic, Golf Uniform Victor Hotel on all 26.
And to my shock, the rejected takeoff had better performance than the successful takeoff on runway 26. I was pretty surprised when I saw this when I was editing the video. So let's take a look at runway 31.
Edenvale traffic, Golf Uniform Victor Hotel on the whole 31.
so we like
And again, I'm super shocked. I actually hit the speed again faster. I did hit the rotation speed, and I decided to reject the takeoff anyways because I just wasn't feeling right about it. But the plane was outperforming on the day I was concerned than the day I last flew. So I guess what I've developed was some tunnel vision for the problem, and maybe I had some jitters. Either way, I think it was a good decision not to fly I didn't have this information when I was in the cockpit. I still had concerns about the ice, and in the grand scheme of things, I didn't like where my headspace was at. It wasn't that great of a day anyway, and yes, I haven't been flying much because the weather has just been not great. I did not want to push it. It's just not worth it. This isn't my job. This is a hobby. I'm not a commercial pilot. I'm also a low-time pilot. I'm inexperienced. It's just not worth it to put yourself in that risk for a hobby. And if you stuck around this far, thank you for watching. I know this isn't really the most exciting video, but I just felt like it was necessary for me to process and put this out. And probably someone out there finds this useful or at least entertaining. Again, this is not instruction or anything. I'm not a certified instructor. And thank you for watching.